is a few hours later. Everyone in the house is currently asleep or falling asleep. So what we're gonna do is we are going to go and do Hawk Manor and continue the story. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teleport to Bent Branch so we can do this quest. So if I'm kind of quiet, I'm sorry. It's just everyone's sleeping. I don't want to wake them up, and I would like to stream. So this quest right here is going to unlock our companion, which is basically our chocobo, and he's going to help us out in combat and stuff as long as I have the Gissel greens to give him. Alright. So what I'll do is I will just buy 99 more. And that way we have 100 of them. I guess I can't remember if you can put them in there and he just stays active, but whatever. It's basically a little bit more inventory space. I always just throw them in here, and then what I do is I'll set them to the hotbar. That way we could just summon them whenever we want. And the reason we're gonna do that is because I have a quest coming up right here. Well, we've got to kill 3 broodses with our companion. But I've also got some quests right here to do too. Oh great, I'm stuck. Alright, we'll go ahead and just unlock this real quick. We're not going to do it yet because I'm going to go turn in my quest over here. And I need to reach warrior. Alright, so now I need to kill Stropers. Which, I don't know if there's a quest for that or not. Guess not. So we will go kill the Stropers real quick. Alright, and now we do this. We'll sit here and wait. I suppose while we wait, we can just return the bent branch real quick, turn that in. Alright. And now we just wait. Oh, I mean, I could, but I know the second that I leave, it's gonna pop. So I think what we're gonna do is, after we level up warrior, we are going to go ahead and start my melee DPS, just because it'll be easier to do that. So I think what I'm going to probably end up doing is, I guess I'll start out as, I guess Lancer. Let's do Hawk Manor. Send my 07 into the chat. Always good to... Normally I would have a macro for that and just set it on a hotbar, but... Did not mean to press greed on that, but whatever. Alrighty, and we are at the final boss. Because that's not creepy. come back for that one eventually. Darkness has taken root within these halls, sprung from the most unlikely of seeds. One cannot help but admire the irrepressible spirit that quickened it to life. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You are every bit as intriguing as our master gave us to believe. It is no ordinary mortal who can acquire one crystal of light, much less 3. The crystals make you strong, and it is to that strength that the light is drawn. Heidelin chose well. A pity that your existence is reconcilable with our own. We cannot well allow you to continue upon your present course. Alas, we came here not to play, but to take the measure of your strength for Master La Habrea. That task now accomplished, we take our leave of you. Fare you well, bringer of light. Alright, and now we go back to Gridania. You were returned. What sights awaited you within the manor? What has become of Lady Amandine? You must tell me all. So, she went so far as to consort with devils. Would that I could have done more to prevent her fall. May she finally find peace in the beyond. I know not whether the masked men you encountered are the same pair that first led my lady astray, but it is plain that they are the same vile brood. Should the chance ever present itself, promise me that you will visit upon them tenfold the woe they have brought upon others. But who am I to speak of punishment? By my silence I allowed, I know not how many innocent young women to die in unspeakable circumstances. It matters not wherefore, through misplaced loyalty, cowardice, or both, I am an abettor to a gross crime. I will surrender myself to the authorities and accept whatever punishment they deem just. I only pray that the gods will have mercy on my soul. No, it's okay, buddy. It really wasn't your fault. You were kind of terrified. Nice. Now I can buy... I guess I'll get the most expensive ones first out of the way. Alright, now we go to Minfilia. Alright, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by in the stream. Welcome back, Leaf. Full glad am I to see you safely return. Tell me, how fared you on your sojourn in the Twelves Wood? Yeah, I killed an old lady, basically. I mean, she was a demon, but two of La Habrea's minions, and they sought to measure your strength by their own admission. The devils taunt us. It is beyond doubt then the Ascians have begun to move in earnest. Would that we knew to what end. Yet I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we are at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me now that we Scions are too few to protect the realm against this threat unaided. We must needs alert the three nations to the presence of this elusive enemy and recommend that they heighten their vigil. There is no shortage of misery in the world that the Ascians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet, come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you are ready to be briefed, and I will summon the others. Alright.
The Maelstrom requests our assistance.
Concerning the kobolds they sent such copious notes on, I presume?
Yes. And no. It has more to do with their findings, which portend a peril far greater than any beast tribe.
What sort of peril?
The worst kind. A tribe of kobolds in the vicinity of Limsa Lominsa has reawakened Titan. Our task will be to slay the Primal. The Maelstrom have sworn support for the endeavor. They are no strangers to the havoc kobolds can wreak.
Years before the Grand Company's reformation, two primals, Leviathan and Titan, chanced to converge upon the sea wall, wreaking untold devastation. There, by the grace of the Navigator, were the mercenaries Merlvip hired able to fend them off. Yet it did not take long for the beast tribes to regroup, and they summoned their primals once more.
Thankfully, their second coming was decidedly short-lived, but that is beside the point. So long as tormented souls will them to exist, the realm will never be rid of primals.
The Maelstrom has kept a watchful eye upon the beast tribes, and the kobolds in particular, ever since. Which brings us to the matter at hand.
Unlike Ifrit, we know scarcely anything of Titan. Unfortunately, the only force known to have bested him, the modestly named Company of Heroes, disbanded 5 years since, and mercenaries are not in the habit of keeping chronicles.
Expect the worst. The Maelstrom's help is of course appreciated, but even if we had their whole armada at our disposal, we could still find ourselves overmatched. A pity the kobolds lack the gentle sensibilities of the sylphs. A peaceful resolution would be more than welcome. The echo will not avail you this time, I fear. If you are to survive, your steel must needs speak for you. No one would think you a coward were you to decline.
So you will accept? Thank you.
We can't very well send him to Limsa Lominsa without Y'shtola. Can we, Minfilia?
May I ask that of you, Y'shtola?
I never thought it in question.
Ever reliable. Very well. We will spare no effort to win victory. You may count on the full support of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And all not afield will aid the fight from afar. Thancred, Ida, go to the Grand Companies, tell them of our plight and solicit their support. Urianger, send word to the students of Baldessian, and Alfino if you would. Papalimo, compile all the information we have on Titan, little though it may be. You will be apprised of the tactical situation when you reach the Sailor's Ward. Provision yourself for the journey. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
Alright, time to go kill Titan. To Limsa we go. Hail, adventurer, and welcome to the Maelstrom Command. If you wish to know more about enlisting, speak with the personnel officer. Unless you are the guest we were told to expect. Aha, forgive me, sir. To business then. It is as we told the antecedent, the kobolds have once again summoned Titan. A little over a moon ago, we began to observe the beastmen moving south in increasing numbers from Ogomoro. Our scouts subsequently confirmed the object of their aggression. Crystals. Fodder for their fell primal. Thank you, High Commander. You may leave the rest to me. Word has spread of your accomplishments, Leaf. On behalf of Limsa, I thank you for heeding our call. Forgive the lack of forewarning, High Commander. The Admiral wished to address Leaf personally. We are no strangers to conflict. Long have the Sahagin and the kobolds plagued our people, nor is this the first time we have had to address a primal threat. Jeez, I can't speak tonight. In the past, when Titan rose to threaten the peace, it was the company of heroes we turned. But they are long disbanded, and we must look to other brave souls blessed with the strength to face this foe. So it is that we turn now to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, confident in the belief that you are Limsa's best hope. I hope you are right, yet the situation is far from simple. The kobolds are not prone to unprovoked aggression. Did not the last Socracy make a pact with the beastmen that each would keep to their own lands, and that no blood would be shed? And was it not the Lemenzins who violated this agreement, dissatisfied with their lot? Shall we then condemn the beastmen for defending their homes? Even a pirate must one day reap what she has sown. I would advise you choose your words with greater care, Lady Y'shtola. Stand down, High Commander. She has the right of it. And the wrong is mine. Freely do I claim it, yet it makes little difference. Remorse will not shield us from Titan's wrath, or would you have us fall upon our swords? My apologies, Admiral. The safety and security of Limsa Lominsa's citizenry are, of course, a paramount concern. Already we have observed disruptions in the flow of ether further inland. The effects will be felt here in the city ere long. I ask much of you, I know, but the need is great. Can I count on your help, Leaf? You have my thanks, along with the full support of the Maelstrom. I await good tidings. That the kobold should summon Titan demonstrates they are no longer amenable to negotiation. This being the case, we must needs prepare for conflict. Before we meet Titan in the field, however, it would be wise to learn all we can of our foe, and I can think of no better source of information than the mercenaries who defeated him once before. The company of heroes may be no more, but several of its former members still live. It is said that one of them is employed at the Grey Fleet Mills in Lower Lenosha. Quite. Why a mercenary should choose to become a miller, I do not know. When you find him, mayhap you can ask him for me. I, meanwhile, shall seek his fellows. Alright, now we head to talk to Tratoon, or whatever his name is. I honestly have no idea what his name is, or how to even say it, so... Lay down your burdens, son, come drain a pint with me. We'll have a grand old time, find ye a lass or three. You gonna say something, Venturer, or just keep staring? You wanna know about the company of heroes? Ah, hell's price of bleeding fame. Can't a miller mill in peace no more? Still, seeing as you've come all this way, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to oblige you. Consider yourself lucky, mate. Old Trektoon was the company's best axeman. Now, what was it you wanted to know? Gahaha. So, you want to hear the tale of how the company of heroes bested up Primal, do you? Let me guess, you mean that bastard Titus, eh? Oh, if only he'd been there to see it. It was a mighty struggle like the legends of old. Me and the boys fought him for 3 days and nights, we did. The ground trembled with every step Titus took, and when he hit ye, boy, it felt like a cannonball to the gut. Just like that. Boy, what's that look for? I'm a god's damn hero, have you know? People around here sing me praises. Don't tell me you only care about learning the secret tactics we used to beat old Titus. Well, too bad, because now I'm not feeling charitable. If you're so damn desperate, then why don't you do me a favor and kill those rats that have made a nest by the windmill just south of here? Aye, do that, then we'll talk. Alright, there's your rats killed, even though I don't believe you. Yeah, so the beasties are dead, are they? Nice work, Venturer. Saved me the hassle of... never mind. What? You still asking about how we beat Titus? I don't know, Venturer. It was a pretty risky strategy, the kind only a veteran of 10 score battles could rely upon. I want to teach you, I truly do, but unless you prove you have what it takes to face that fat bastard, I can't in good conscience tell you a damn thing. At the very least, you'd need to be capable of slaying, say, a Gubu. Come to think of it, that ain't a bad idea. Them creatures have a taste for the flour milled here, so you ought to have no trouble finding one in the vicinity. Of course, I ain't asking you to cut one down quick as a skilled axeman like myself. Any road, why don't you try heading due west and stand and look out in case a Gubu comes calling. Slay it, and I might consider telling you more about old Titus. Oh, great. You again, then that Gubu that was harassing the Millers is dead. Didn't think you had it in you, adventurer. Still, you took forever and a day to get the job done. I'm still not sure if I should tell you our secrets. Oh, this guy. So, as I was saying, I still don't know if you've got what it takes to face Titus. Maybe if you slew, Trek 2, you in here drinking again? If you are, that Gubu better be dead. Oh, it's dead, Chief. You have me word on that. Cleave the beast's skull in two with me trusty axe, I did. Is that a fact? And what will your friend here say if I ask him? He'll vouch for me, of course. Ain't that right, friend? Tell me true. Was it Trek 2 who slew the Gubu, or was it you? Chief, what are you saying? It's me, Trektoon, the finest axeman ever to serve in the company of heroes, the legendary mercenaries who slew that bastard Titus. Titus? Titus? Who in the seven hells is Titus? Some primal you fought in a drink-sodden dream? The company of heroes slew Titan, you bloody halfwit. Aye, well, see, Titus was what me and the lads used to call him. That's the biggest load of Sahagin shite I've ever heard. Both of you outside. We'll learn the truth the Laminza way. Traktum, if you didn't slay that Gubu, you may consider your contract revoked. Alright, you know the rules. First man to smash his boulder will be judged the Gubu Slayer. And don't even think about trying to kill me, that's cheat. Who picked these boulders? They're nothing to like. Ah, the hell with it. Let the contest begin. Alright, I admit it. I lied about being in the company of heroes, but I'm begging you, Chief, please don't dismiss me. I've learned me less than honest I have. Save your blubbering, Trickshun. Gods I should have known. Mercy, please. I didn't want to deceive you, I swear. It's just that I kept getting turned away by all the folk I asked for work, and I panicked. See, the last job I had was at Costa del Sol, and there was this grizzled marauder everyone treated like royalty. When I heard he was a captain in the company of heroes, I finally understood why. I wasn't being serious when I said I was one of them, but you wanted it. You went and believed me, so look, his name was Weisscat. Alright, Weisscat, he'll tell you how to defeat Titus, or whatever the hell's that thing's name is. That's what you wanted, ain't it? So come on then, tell the chief to forgive me, it's only fair. Alrighty. And because I'm so close to 50, I'm gonna leave the side quests and use them for other jobs. Pardon, you wish to slay the Lord of Crags? We must slay him, Captain. The people of Limsalamins are depending upon us. You fancy yourselves heroes then, just like in the tales. Be not so quick to judge. Long have I labored for the well-being of you and yours, and my associate here has bathed in Ifrit's hellfire and lived. He is blessed with a power that protects him from primal influence, thus was he able to lay low the Lord of the Inferno. We know full well the risks and have taken every possible precaution. We lack only the knowledge of how to enter Titan's lair. Pray be so good as to grant us the boon of your wisdom, and we shall be on our way. A man who can't be tempered, useful, but it will not be enough. It is true that the company of heroes fought and felled primals, but each victory was bought with the lifeblood of brave men and women. And Titan was the worst we faced. We defeated him in the end, but he took from us some of our very best. Even if you possess the power you claim, I have no reason to believe you will succeed. Believe what you will, we mean to try. Though our lives be forfeit, we will not abandon Limsa to the wrath of Titan. If you are passionate, I'll grant you that. And you deserve better than the greeting I gave you, but I will not send you to Ogomoro on a whim. To be plain, I do not wish to see you give your lives in vain. At the very least, I must have assurances that you are more than common adventurers. I oversee security for Master Jijiruju's estates. Perhaps you can demonstrate your abilities by attending to one of our... Ye gods, man, have you heard nothing I have said? We have not the time to perform trivial tasks. The enemy is at the gates. Do you imagine words can sway me, girl? If you dislike my conditions, then you are welcome to find your own way into Ogomoro. Though it pains me to admit it, I fear we have no choice but to acquiesce the man's demands. Yet, much remains to be done if we are to best Titan. Forgive me, but I must ask you to undertake this task alone. I will use the time to see to the remaining preparations. Leaving the dirty work to others, are we? Very well. Pray do whatever the good captain bids, however trifling. Remember, the fate of Limsa hangs in the balance. Alright, Wastecat, what's my task? Master Jejiru's request can be more demanding than you realize. Before I set you to your true task, I would like to verify that it won't be a waste of my time. A Nyx has recently been seen prowling the beach to the east. As you can imagine, my master does not want large slimy creatures anywhere near his lands. The beast is cunning, but you should have no difficulty luring it out with herring. Slay the Nyx and return to me. Oh, and don't forget to bring me a leg as proof of the kill. Well, did you deal with the Knicks? Lest you think me overly cautious for testing you in this way, you should know that we had an incident not long ago. A foolish young employee was dismissed for lying about his past. He claimed to have served in the company of heroes, but I knew for a fact he did not. Anyway, now that the pointless busy work is finished, I shall give you a challenge as befits your talents. Two highly distinguished individuals are scheduled to visit Costa del Sol in the near future, and Master Jejeru wishes to welcome them with an elaborate banquet. But while money is no object, not everything Master Jejeru desires can be so easily purchased. It is to be an extremely exotic feast, and so, Leaf, your mission is to seek out and obtain the rare ingredients our chef requires. Naturally, such fine dining must be accompanied with a suitable wine, and by suitable, I mean the very best there is. That, however, can wait for the time being, as I believe you have enough on your plate as it is. It will be a long and arduous journey, but you need not toil alone. Many of the mercenaries who once served under my command still live, and they will guide you in your quest for the first ingredient. I would have you travel to the South Shroud and speak with Landinol at Camp Tranquil. What? Do you mean to tell me that you cannot afford to waste time as your associate did? Adventurer, if you have not the endurance to complete this mission, how do you expect me to believe you can outlast the Lord of Crags? Either do it or don't. I have work to do. Jeez. Alright, we're gonna do this side quest real quick, and then we will go talk to Curious Gorge for our next class quest. You know what? Like I said, I'm gonna leave those for the other jobs that I have. Let's just go talk to Curious Gorge. Welcome again, my friend. I was wondering when your travels would bring you back this way. Just so happens that I have some exciting news. I finally uncovered the clues pertaining to the whereabouts of the lost armor of my ancestors. As it turns out, after the fallen hero cast the 5 pieces from the mountaintop, 5 of his pupils set out to recover them, intending to restore their master's name. What is more, they were actually successful in the search. However, when it came to reuniting the set, the armor's great power began to work upon their minds, and not one could bring himself to relinquish his piece. Realizing then that their master's fatal pride was born of the artifact's combined influence, the pupils resolved to keep the pieces separate and to share between 5 the power that might otherwise have consumed one. Thus did each of them carve his own place in history. The chronicles go on to say that years later, prior to death, each of the pupils returned to the scene of his own greatest victory and buried the artifact in his possession in a final attempt to prevent any one warrior from holding the set, and it is there that the pieces still rest. You may be interested to know that the armor I wear is itself a replica of the set crafted by my ancestors, identical in all respects save for its lack of the arcane enchantments that adorned the original. I know what you might be thinking. If we were to bring the 5 pieces together once more, what would prevent us from being corrupted in the same fashion? Well, I've thought of that. What we need only do is trace the runes we find on the armor onto every piece of warrior gear. That way, there would be no need to worry about a single Proudfold becoming drunk on his all-surpassing power, as every warrior in the realm would be possessed of the self-same might. It's quite brilliant, if I do say so myself, so how about we split up and begin the search straight away? 3 of the locations seem quite self-evident. I would entrust the search there to you while I track down the other 2 with tome in hand. 1 piece is said to be buried under the great rocks of Boulder Downs in Coerthas, while another slumbers peacefully at Camp Tranquil in the South Shroud. The last of the 3 rests untouched at Parada's Peace in western Thanalan. Unearth those 3 relics and bring them to me with any measure of fortune. I'll have tracked down the remaining 2 by the time you return. Alright, well, let's go do the Coerthas one first. Turn in these 2 quests that unlock dungeons for us to do. This unlocks Zemail Darkhold. Have to be careful over here because this is kind of higher level than what it was supposed to be. Alright, well, while we're here, do you require assistance, adventurer? So this is the one who would challenge Titan. I've been expecting you, Leaf. The ingredient you seek is the egg of a giant adamantoise. The method of acquisition should be obvious. You steal it from the beast's nest, of course, simple in theory, but difficult in execution. Most who try die in the attempt. Will I help you get it? Ha, you amuse me. I will not jeopardize my position by openly assisting you. From me, you will receive only information. What you do with it is your choice. Let me be clear. This business between you, me, and the captain must remain a secret. See, I don't regret my time spent with the company in the slightest. Traveling the world, meeting interesting people, killing them. It was all jolly good fun. Alas, Gridanians are, by and large, an unforgiving lot. Dito here being a rare exception. I've had to go to great lengths to ensure that I am seen as a model citizen with no taste for drinking, whoring, gambling, and all those other activities I so dearly miss. So understand that if you ruin my little charade by wagging your tongue, I'll fashion a noose with your entrails and hang you from the nearest heaven's pillar. Well, what are you waiting for? There's a perfectly good adamantoise egg in a nest to the east of there, just ripe for the taking. Not that I expect you to live long enough to claim it. The mother never strays far from the child, and you will surely be attacked the moment you lay hands upon the egg. There will be other heroes, Leaf. You do not need to challenge Titan. Abandon your quest, or your corpse will rot in the swamp. Yeah, I somehow doubt that. Considering I'm way overleveled. thought you might have the good sense to leave this place. By your continued presence, I take it you intend to persevere to the bitter end. Such bravery, such recklessness. That will serve you well against Titan. Leave the egg with me. I'll see that it gets to the captain. You should make haste to southern Thanalan. In Forgotten Springs, you will find a man named Odnun. He will be your next guide. Safe travels, Leaf. Well, before I do that, I'm going to go back to Costa del Sol, and I'm going to go talk to Curious Gorge. And I think I've decided I'm not going to level anything up besides the tanks. That's what I mainly play. I'll level up stuff later. And again, who knows? I don't know exactly. I know I wanted to level up everything, but it's kind of impractical. How fares your search, Leaf? Have you found aught but my tribe's ancient relics? Should you have the 3 pieces of armor, don them and show them to me. Leaf, that you found the gear is most gratifying, but what I would truly fancy would deceive it. I am wearing it, though. Did I not? Okay, I guess. I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to level up my favorite jobs. I like all the tanks. And I like other classes more than others, so I think what I'm going to do is just level those up. some grass rafters. Real quick. So we'll do that. Then we'll go talk to Curious Gorge. Soul real quick. And give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break and I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's go ahead and kill these snippers for our hunting log. Oh, that's a big boy. King's Gorge. See, your search was a fruitful one. I am pleased to say I have also gleaned some insight into why the armor I found seemed devoid of power. As I alluded to, the ancient warrior's armor derives its power from a concordance between the incantations engraved on the steel itself and the inner beast of the wearer. But my own resonance with the plating was too weak as to allow a proper connection with it, and now I think I know why. My soul crystal. It once burned bright like yours, but since the events at Wineport, has been reduced to a lifeless husk. Why this happened, I cannot say, but the tome is quite clear about what would happen were the powers of the armor to be bestowed upon one whose soul is weak. The inner beast would devour the mind of the wearer, who would go on a mindless rampage that would end only with the mercy of death. Yes, not unlike the crazed fiends we battle. I believe that the armor sensed my weakened state, foresaw the potential danger, and then knowingly shut off its power to me, and I dare say we are fortunate that it did. I feel as though an apology is in order at this juncture. I must tell you I left this final piece of the armor where I found it. The breastplate, as the piece closest to the warrior's heart, has powers far greater and more dangerous than the other pieces. Uncertain as I was to the reason for my being unable to connect with the plate's mystical energy, I feared to take it would mean imperiling both myself and those around me. Your soul may burn stronger than mine, yet still I worry for your fate were you to put it on. Look deep within yourself, Leaf, when you feel yourself ready, and only then come speak to me again. I truly seek the ultimate relic of my people, the armor that could consume the very soul of the most puissant warrior. Very well, if you are truly convinced of your readiness, I will not be the one to stand in your way. But I beg of you, Leaf, the moment you feel yourself losing control and your inner beast overcoming you, cast the armor aside. Cast it from the highest mountain or into the depths of the ocean, I care not. For once the beast consumes your soul, there is no going back. You will rage on, a monster, leaving naught but carnage in your wake. The realm will bleed, and history will repeat itself. I cannot allow this to happen. No, my people have been shunned long enough. I would see the coming of a new age in which warriors protect the weak and are loved and admired by the people of the realm. My years of battle and sleepless nights spent poring over the ancient texts, all has been for this day. Brother, I know not where fate has led you, and yet I feel certain that in spirit you stand with me today. Together we will restore the honor of our people. My sentiment, Leaf, as I said, this has been a long coming. The breastplate you seek is in the highlands of Corthus, at the spring they call the Weeping Saint. I will stay behind. The events at Wineport still weigh heavy on my heart. Alright. I'm gonna go to Camp Dragonhead. Oh, I just got really framey right there. May as well kill these guys. Don't know what kind of fighting is going on up there, or what they're fighting. Oh great, there's a fate here. Okay, I'll level it, that's good. Hand over the breastplate leaf. After much wrestling with the thought, I simply cannot entrust such a relic to an outsider who may be overwhelmed by its power. I return now to Hidden Falls. If you would have words with me, then come. I will not run away. Man, this shit was rightfully mine. I worked for it and everything. Alright. Let's go kill some snow pups, some ornery caracals, and 2 highland goo-goos. I want to just teleport. It's faster. And while I'm here, I'm going to kill 4 of these snowstorm goo-goos. Oh, come on. That is some doo-doo. just gotta kill 2 Highland Goobus and 4 Snow Pups. Just the Highland Goobus I should be able to find over here. Now we kill 4 Snow Pups, and then we'll go talk to Curious Gorge. Curious Gorge we go. Leaf, I am sorry. I did not mean for things to happen like this, but I had no choice. I have wrestled long and hard with the matter, but this is my decision. I cannot trust you with this power when I do not even trust myself. That's right. I won't attempt to don the plate again, either. Nor will anyone. Not until I have proof that there is one with a will strong enough to withstand the beast's siren call. Peer deep within your soul, Leaf. Peer into the eyes of the beast that stares back at you. Can you truly say that you can engage the monster in battle and emerge victorious? I shall return to the tome. If there are any answers to be found, they lie within those pages. In the meantime, continue your training that you might find an answer of your own. Hear the whispers of the village ancestors. Steel Cyclone action learned. Alright. Well, we gotta wait, and then we'll get this. So, to Singoli Desert. State your business, adventurer. So this is the one Wise Cat sends me. I haven't the foggiest what he sees in you, and until I do, you will receive no aid from me. Persistent bugger. Very well, let's have a look at you. You've seen your share of battle, there's no mistaking that, and you did manage to obtain the adamantoise egg. However, that was not more than a display of brute force and blind courage. The Noon I once fought also believed that his strength would save him. He was wrong, and now I am Noon. Many years ago, I joined the company of heroes to hone my skills instead of challenging my predecessor before I was ready. Even when I was young, I understood that victory goes to the patient, the cunning, the pragmatic. That is why I claim my position. It is why I still hold it, and it is why I will not help an unproven woe. The children of the sands do not offer aid to strangers. To do so is a sign of weakness. However, if you were recognized as a skilled hunter in your own right, it would be permissible to assist you. Across the desert to the east lies an Amalja encampment. There dwells a warrior renowned both for his strength and his guile. To even face this Amalja in battle, you must first find a way to lure him away from the encampment. This will be your test, to draw out and defeat the veteran. For this, I will offer you no advice, only this worn spear. Why, you ask? You will have to solve that riddle yourself. Now go, slay this old warrior, and bring to me his necklace. Alrighty then. I'm gonna go kill these bombs first. Alright, tell me, adventurer, is our old nemesis dead? is a fine necklace, as befits a veteran of countless battles. It will make an excellent trophy. The spear, it belonged to one of his brothers. I knew when he spied it from afar, he would be unable to resist venturing outside the encampment to see for himself. Did you discern my intent, or was it dumb luck, I wonder? Either way, you impress me, adventurer. I shall tell you of the ingredient you seek. A shame we did not meet when I was still with the company of heroes. You would have made a fine recruit. But no point dwelling on what cannot be. You have a Welwick worm to hunt. Sandworms slither brazenly across the desert dunes, but Welwick worms are far fewer in number. Rarity breeds demand, and so their meat is highly prized as a delicacy. The only way to catch your quarry is to entice it with something it cannot resist. These worms prey on smaller creatures of the same gully. A freshly slaughtered angler carcass would be my choice of bait. There is an area teeming with anglers to the east. I will mark it upon your map, along with the location where the Welwick worms are most frequently sighted. Be warned, the blood will drive the worm into a feeding frenzy. If your skills are lacking, it will devour you as well. You look well. Have you caught your quarry then? Your skills as a hunter rival those of our best. I applaud your success, Leaf. The meat will need to be heavily smoked before I ship it to Weisket. Worry not. You have my word that he will receive it in time for the banquet. You must be eager to obtain the ingredient. I regret to say that I know not of its location. For the nonce, you should return to Costa del Sol and seek Weiskeit's counsel. But hold a moment, since you will be meeting the captain again soon, there is something I would like you to deliver to him for me. The captain was always fond of this brand of wine. I would be grateful if you could deliver it on my behalf. I was a reckless, angry youth when I first joined the company, and he would have been well within his rights to cast me out. Everything I owe to his wisdom and generosity. I, Weiskat, was a firm yet fair teacher, an expert molder of men, and I suspect that is still the case now. Please give him my regards, Leaf. Alright, well, we will go to cost of a soul. Well, Matleaf, Landonel, and Wodanun both spoke highly of you. What brings you here today? Ah, my favorite. I shall have to thank the Noon personally. Now, you have but one ingredient left. Fortunately, you will not have to travel to Aldenard this time to obtain it. Truth be told, I never intended for you to collect this last ingredient. Bravelox, my old quartermaster, wished to bring it to Custodal Soul herself. However, not long ago, she sent word that there's some trouble at the long stop and that the delivery would be delayed indefinitely. She told me nothing of the incident itself, but I fear the situation may be dire. Though I would like nothing more than to aid her myself, I have no choice but to turn to you and your allies. Make haste to Hidden Falls Dock and speak with Azun Nazun. He will direct you to Raincatcher Gully, where Bravelox and her people have made their home. So as far as the Chocobo goes, I always end up having them just be a healer. They don't heal enough to really do anything, but they don't really tank anything really well, and they don't really do a whole lot of damage either, so I'd rather have a little bit of spot healing. Allows me to outlast some certain things like fates and stuff. Tongue flaps of Weisket be reaching ears of Bravelox. Uplanders come for tasty, fresh gobby treats, yes? Quest prize of Uplander deep in Longstop. Flighty beast chased gobby flock from homes. Gobby flock needs goodly Uplander. Give safety to Longstop with much hand lending. Alright, well, now we just go in the duty finder and we will queue for Bravelox's long stop. And while we do that, I'm going to go to Whitecore real quick and pick up the Aetherite that I forgot to do while doing my warrior quest. That's twice now I've gotten that mount. Give me something new. There we go. That works. actually, I'm gonna take a quick little break here. I will be back in, I don't know, about an hour or so. So I will see you guys then. And then we will continue the story. So goodbye.